What is going on, Phone Destroyers? My name is J Gray BKK, and welcome back to the show. I saw that you guys absolutely loved that last video that I put out for South Park Phone Destroyers, so I said, hey, you know what? I don't care. We're going to keep doing this stuff. I love it. It's fun. But anyways, today we are lucky enough to get a special treat from the good guys over at Red Links. I'm pretty sure I'm got a really good hunch that you guys already know what it is, but bam! Yes! Witch Garrison at level 1. I'm not allowed to play him in PvP. I'm only allowed to play him in friendly battles and on PvE. But I haven't watched anybody else's videos, but I know Druzy put out a video. There's going to be a link up there for you to check that out, as well as Pharaoh, I believe. So if I can, I'll put another link up above when I can get their links for that. Today, so I didn't look at their videos, but I was kind of trying to figure out, do I like this card? Is it worth playing? Is it a card that I really like or not? And so I think the best way to do that is actually just compare this card to the other cards, and then we'll go and try PvP friendly battles with him. But anyways, Garrison, he has a charged ability that slows down enemies in front of him for 10 seconds, which it just goes in front of him like in a little angle box thing, circle, and it's, I think it's okay. I'm not a big fan of it right now, and I think that's probably because I don't know how to play him exactly, but I will say that for a 4-cost card with 300 HP and 34 attack, he is pretty awesome. As far as how hard he hits and how much HP he has, he's really awesome. And what we're going to do today is we're just going to compare him to the other cards in each different deck, kind of show you guys what I mean. And I know some of these cards, they aren't bronze. Some of these cards, they aren't fighters either, but I just brought them up for comparison's sake because some of them I think are really good comparisons to Witch Garrison. If I do say Witch Doctor Token, I'm sorry, but their card names are just so close together. So the first deck that we're going to start off with right here is in deck 3. We're going to start off right here. We're going to go check out the Sci-fi. Now, with the Sci-fi, we have quite a few fighters in Sci-fi. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sci-fi fighters with 3 of them being bronze. So those are the 3 that we really want to focus on as far as which is the best and which isn't. Now, we can't use the stats that you guys see right there, but I will just tell you what their card cost is and what their attack is, and then you'll have to see for yourself, is it worth it based on their special abilities or not. So with the Sci-Fi, the first one that we have is Enforcer Jimmy. Now, Enforcer Jimmy, he is a 2-cost card, and his attack is at 36, and he has 158 health. So he has about half the health for half the cost, and I think that's pretty awesome. And his attack is pretty much on par with Witch Garrison. So for me, I would say half the cost, this card and his aura ability, I would say that Enforcer Jimmy is definitely a card to pick above Witch Garrison. Moving on, we have Alien Clyde. He is just a common card. This common card, he has a 28 attack and 130 health at level 1. Level 3, I would say not that great. Witch Garrison definitely, based on the card rarity alone, makes it a better card to have Witch Garrison instead of Alien Clyde. Now, if you're trying to decide between Witch Garrison and Space Warrior Token, when he is a level 1, his base attack is at 36 and his health is at 152. Now, that is a little bit more expensive, I would say, for the health. It's almost halfway there, but the cost of the card is a little bit more expensive, and that's probably due to the fact that he has that speed boost at the very beginning, the war cry, or the charged. It's not a war cry. And his attack is a little bit better than Garrison's, but again, this is one of those ones that you're like, I'm not sure. I would probably go with Garrison over Warrior Token. Then we have Alien Queen Red, who has 326. Oh, I'm sorry, that's her current health. Alien Queen Red at level 1, she has 156 health as the base, and she also has 34 attack as her base attack. Now, she does affect a lot of people with her war cry, so I would probably say she's a little bit better option to go with. And she is, okay, tanky, but overall, Garrison, he is the tankiest out of all those cards right there. One more that we have is 6 Element Randy, and I know 6 Element Randy is a legendary card, but 6 Element Randy, he starts off with a 75 attack and 500 health, so I think that's a much better deal. If you have 6 Element Randy, go with him instead of Witch Garrison. Moving on, let's go over and let's check out the adventure cards, because adventure cards have quite a few options for this, and we're going to start in this deck and then we'll jump into another deck, or we'll start in another deck and then we'll jump into that last deck. The first one that we have is Hookhand Clyde. He is a silver card, and starting off, Hookhand Clyde, he has 45 attack and 208 health. And since his attack isn't that great, I mean, it is good, but since it's not like, oh, you're going to hit this guy for sure with his war cry, I would probably say that Hookhand Clyde, starting off at level 1, is the worst bet. But since he is silver card, the tiering and the stacking of the abilities as we move through, Hookhand Clyde will probably be better in the future, but starting off, Hookhand Clyde is down the drain for me. Then we have Shaman Token, who is just a common card, and Shaman Token, he has... I didn't write that one down. I am sorry, guys. Come on, Jay Gray. Shaman Token, he has the ability to get rid of everybody's... removes all negative effects from allies, and he is a 3-cost card, and he starts off with a 30 attack and 127. So again, I would probably say not that great of a card, and since he's common, as they level up, Witch Garrison is probably going to be the much better card to have unless Shaman Token is much higher than him. Then we have Storyteller Jimmy, who is a silver card, and he costs 3. He has 211 health and 48 attack, starting off at level 1. That's okay. And because of the abilities as you level him up, he's probably going to get better, so I would say go with him. I also like the fact how slow he travels. I really do like slow moving warriors. Then finally, we have Stand of Many Moons, and Stand of Many Moons, just right off the bat, he is 800, or he has an 80 attack and 270 base health. And so I would definitely say for the same cost, Stand of Many Moons at level 1 is definitely your go-to guy. And his charged ability is just killer against the other teams. I mean, it does an extra 200 damage. That puts Garrison to shame, like it should, because this is a legendary card. Then going back, let's go look at the other 2 cards really quick. We have Inking Craig, who is a 5 cost, and Inking Craig has a base attack of 28 with a base health of 210. Now, I would say for this one, I would go with Garrison on him, because Garrison has a higher health, he has a higher attack, and he's probably going to be a more use. Inking Craig's laser beam eye thingies, those are pretty cool, but I still think you'd be better off with Garrison for the long haul, especially since Inking Craig is more expensive. Then the final one, just for giggles, I wanted to look at Pocahontas Randy and how he stacks up against him. And just starting off, Pocahontas Randy, he starts off with 400 health and 40 attack, and I think that's absolutely great. So Pocahontas Randy, although he has 100 more health, he is 1 point more expensive, and I think that's a worthwhile thing to take right there. So from the adventure deck, the cards that I would recommend to choose over Witch Garrison would probably be Pocahontas Randy, especially once you start getting him leveled up. Stand of Many Moons for sure. If you have him in your deck, go with Stand of Many Moons. He's the way to go. And then the other 3, Hookhand Clyde, maybe. Storyteller Jimmy, I would probably go with Storyteller Jimmy just because of the cost and his slow movement and the aura. And then Shaman Token, no way. And those are the cards right there for adventure that I would pick over top of Witch Garrison. Now, granted, the silver cards, as you start leveling them up, they will get much better, and the tiers start to pan out to be more in their favor over Garrison. Now, if we go and look at the mystical deck, for the fighters, we have Friar Jimmy. He's a 3-cost card. He has 30 attack and 132 health starting off. So, of course, you're going to go with Garrison on that one. Even though Friar Jimmy is a little bit cheaper, if you're trying to choose between Friar Jimmy and Garrison, I would definitely go with Garrison on this one. Poseidon Stan is the next one, and he is very similar. 30 attack and 136 health, and he's a 3-cost. This one, I'm kind of on the fence with, because he does have a charge ability that does slow people down, but at the same time, it's more than half the cost for Garrison, and you get less than half of the health. So I would probably say go with Garrison, as you should, because this is just a common card. Then we're going to go on and look at Hercules Clyde. Hercules Clyde has 34 attack and 150 health at a 3 cost. And with his Warcry, where he just jumps out of the gate and goes and kills people, I think that's pretty awesome. But then at the same, and it's but he's only half the health. So again, this is a bronze card, so you can match them up side by side, and I would definitely say Garrison wins over Hercules Clyde as far as a fighter card goes. Then we have Witch Doctor Token. Witch Doctor Token is a 4-cost card, and he, starting off, has 60 attack and 370 health. So, of course, I would definitely go with Witch Doctor Token if you have the ability to in your deck. And then also, let's talk about Master Ninju. Master Ninju, he has 60 attack and 370 health, where that will help you out quite a bit, and it's a ranged attack. So again, I think that Master Ninja is the one to go with if you're trying to decide between Garrison and another card. And let's see, we got Sexy Nun Randy, 5-cost card, just to see, you know, how do they compare. And Sexy Nun Randy, he starts off with 30, but he has 400 health. Again, 100 more health than Garrison, and a a 50 attack, not 30. Did I write that correctly? Yeah, that's 50. Go with Sexy Nun Randy. He's pretty awesome. And the fact that he's a silver card, once he starts leveling, he's going to get a lot better. And then just one more for comparison, another 4-cost card is Medusa Bebe. And Medusa Bebe, she starts off with a 50 attack and she has 350 health. So again, this is another card that you're going to want to just start with instead of Garrison. And I know that she's a ranged unit, but at the same time, she's doing more damage than he is at the very beginning. She is a legendary. Now, you will be able to level Garrison up quicker, so you have to pay attention to the stats as you level them up. And those will be coming out here in a couple days as people start to figure out what the levels look like with Garrison. And that is all for... Oh, we have one more. I haven't even looked at this card before. We have Imp Twink. We have Imp Tweak, who has 32 attack and 144 health, and he is flying, and his Warcry is swap places with one random enemy. That's pretty cool, but at the same time, you know, he has 144 health, and he costs way more. Maybe down the line, once you start leveling him up, he will be more viable compared to Garrison. Finally, we're going in here and we are going to be able to compare some apples to apples. Let's look back at Garrison one more time. 34 attack, 300 health. And he has that slowdown for all the units, which is great. But let's compare him to the rest of the fantasy crew and then the common crew, which I think is the common deck is probably the most viable. If you're trying to pick between Garrison and another card, I would probably go with commons over Garrison almost every time. Starting off, we have Shield Maiden Wendy with a 3 cost, and Shield Maiden Wendy, she has 60 attack to start off and 288, so of course she costs less, a little bit less health, but with her special shield power, definitely go with her over Garrison. Then we have Stan the Great, which is a common card, 30 attack, 136 health base, and he costs 3. So I would probably say don't go with him as much. He's good to accompany Garrison, but if you're trying to select between A or B, go with Garrison over Stan the Great. Dwarf King Clyde, another bronze card, so you can definitely compare these two. But Dwarf King Clyde, he only has 34 attack and 156 health to start off at the very beginning, and he costs the same amount. So because he has his Warcry where he runs straight to the enemy and does a huge 300 HP hit, that does make him worthwhile, but after that first hit, he kind of becomes a little bit not as useful as Garrison. So I personally would probably go with Garrison over Dwarf King Clyde. This is a very situational card, so it just depends on what you're going up against. Then we have Labar Jimmy. Labar Jimmy, don't use him compared to Garrison. He starts off, he has a 4 cost, 30 attack, and 132 health, which pretty much puts him on the level of Stan the Great, except for his ability not that great. He decreases the max health of all enemies, which is good. 150 right now for my level guy. But you could, if you're looking at the base stats, I'm not exactly sure what he would be, and I would probably say don't go with him over Witch Garrison. Then we have Rogue Token, a silver card, and Rogue Token starts off with 48 attack and 203 health. So at the very beginning, go with Garrison, but once you start leveling up Rogue Token, he's going to be your go-to guy instead of Witch Garrison. Then we also have Amazingly Randy, just why not? And Amazingly Randy, he is a 4-cost card, which has 45 attack and 169, plus all those amazing cocks that fly out of his pants. That one's kind of a toss-up, but I would probably throw it over to Garrison instead of Amazingly Randy, if Amazingly Randy is not leveled up just yet. Now, onto the common cards. We got Nelly. 3-cost, and Nelly, she has 24 attack and 192 health, which is about 100 less. She's a little bit cheaper, but she is more than half of the cost of Garrison, so I definitely think that's worth it, especially with the fact that she hits more than one person at one time. I would probably go with Nelly over Garrison if you're trying to decide. Then we also have Dogpoo. Dogpoo, one of the more tanky little fighters out there. He has 240 health, and he has 80 attack, which is just absolutely awesome. I would definitely pick Dogpoo over Garrison at level 1, and once you start to get Dogpoo leveled up, he's going to be awesome. More awesome than Witch Garrison, just because the fact that he is a silver card. Then we have Towley. Towley is a 3-cost card, very similar to Garrison. He has a 29 attack, so about 5 points less. He has 253 health, so that puts him really close to Garrison, just about 47 points below Garrison for HP, and he only costs 3. So Towley, I would say go with Towley. Towley is absolutely awesome. He slows down units just as well. And they actually kind of work well together, but I can't decide yet if there's a stacking ability on the slowdown or not. It seems like there might be a little bit of a stack, but I'm not quite sure. We're going to have to wait to test that a little bit more to be confirmed on that. Then we have Marcus. Marcus easily, hands down, better than Garrison. 320 health, 30 HP or 30 hit points when he does his attack, and he has that awesome 60 hit point start with the bag of drugs. And so Marcus, he's definitely the card that you would want to go with instead of Garrison until you start getting Garrison above Marcus in level. Then finally, I just thought, hey, this is kind of interesting, but Big Gay Ow, he actually has 24 attack points and 324 health, and he attacks at a large range, so he might be an alternative option to Garrison if you're looking for something. He's tanky, he's a bronze card, he costs 1 more health than Garrison, which is like the downside compared to Garrison, but I think that Big Gay Ow is also a very, very viable unit to play against instead of I forget what I was saying, but Big Gay Owl, Garrison, they can be swapped. So that's kind of the run through on all the cards and the comparisons and what you could use instead. I think that almost all the commons would be really good to use instead of Garrison if you're looking to fill a spot. Garrison, he moves kind of slow, his attack is weird, but we'll go and have a look at that right now. Let me change my deck so I have something that actually works.
Glad to see you.
Yeah, whatever, Cartman. So we're going to jump into PvP right now and do a few matches just so you guys can see how he actually reacts and works. And fun enough, we actually have that 24-hour event going on. I hope you guys enjoy that. Get your free stuff and then get out. So let's go change my deck first, and then we shall go do some PvP and friendlies. So I'm going to be using deck 4 right here. I will make a few changes right here. I do not want Chicken Coop in there. And we will keep Shield Maiden Windy. We are going with a sci-fi fantasy deck right here. And I think we are going to keep Princess Kenny in there. And we are going to pull in... let's go with Blood Elf Baby. I think she's a pretty solid choice. If I can find her. Blood Elf Baby. Oh, she's already in my deck. Nice. Alright, well then, let's go with Towley. Let's just get him in there. He's a decent card. So, this deck that we're using, it's a 3.2 cost. Not crazy expensive. But I think it's going to be good enough to show you guys just how Garrison actually works. We're going to try to get him out on the field as much as we can. I seriously doubt that I'm going to win any of these matches, but let's just see what we can do. All right, so we have finally gotten our first match. I'm sorry about that scene cut there. We just kind of had to wait for somebody to accept my battle challenge. And so what we're going to do is we are going to just try to get him on the field, let you see how he plays and how he moves first, and then we'll try to actually do some strategy and try to win, maybe. Most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to just fall back on my old cards and not really go against him. And not really try to use him as much. But we're going to get him out there as much as we can right now. So let's see what we can do. Alrighty. So we're starting off with Awesomos, both of us. Well played. Alrighty, and now it is time to, let's see, we can definitely go with this right here. Get ready to take him out. There we go, there we go. What up, baby, for the winsies. Uh-oh. We're in trouble now. Alright, now we finally got Witch Garrison out here, so that's gonna be good. Gonna have to protect Bebe first, though. Nope, that didn't work. Alright, so now we're ready to go with Witch Garrison. We're ready to, come on, go after Ike. Oh, dang it. Hopefully that was enough to kill Ike. It was not. That's unfortunate. So now we can finally get Witch Garrison out here, and we can show off Witch Garrison right here. Bam. Go, Witch Garrison, go. Alright, so that's Witch Garrison right there. He's not anything special. He doesn't do anything too great. And yeah, that's pretty much all he does. So he's really good once you get in this position right here where you have several people in front of him. Now we're going to actually throw down Tally as well, just so that we can continue the destruction. Right now, Road Token would be really, really good to have to do some additional damage. There we go. Nice. So that is it. That is Witch Garrison. He's really good when you get into like those big clumps of groups, and you just kind of have to throw down his special and slow everybody down right there. And so that's kind of how you play him. I'm not quite sure, but I really do like how he's tanky. I like how he's a little bit slow moving, but other than that, he's just like he doesn't have much to him. So I think there's some other cards that would be better, or that would be better played with if you would use those instead. For example, Marcus or Tally even. I think Tally is a great card to have instead of Witch Garrison. We're actually going to switch out Princess Kenny here and throw in Marcus instead. I think Marcus might be a little bit better of a choice right there. Let's do one more here, and then that's going to be it for today, you guys. So you guys, I hope that you do get the card, and I hope that you get to try them out. And down in the comments, let me know what you think about the card. If you think it's something worthwhile having, if you think it's something that's if you think it's something that you can actually fit into your deck. For those of you who aren't playing Fantasy, I seriously doubt that it's not a card that you should definitely switch to Fantasy to play. He's not a game changer. He's nothing too spectacular. I would honestly prefer Blood Elf Bebe or Robo Bebe Medusa Bebe, all the Bebes. I love the Bebes. Those are one of my favorite cards. Ike, I think, is a little bit better. Robin Tweak, I think, has a much better ability. Even though that he's much squishier, I think he's a pretty decent card to have as well. So here we go. We made some changes to our deck. We're going with a more common heavy deck with Nelly, Dogpoo, Tally in this one. And we're going to see how well they work together with Garrison. We're going to use Garrison more as a tank than anything in this. And hopefully Tally will get in there to give some additional help, and maybe we can see if his ability actually stacks or not. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not 100% sure if it does, but we're gonna find out here in a moment. So starting off, we do not have Garrison, which is an issue. So we will go right out of the bat with Marcus, go for those early hits. And it looks like Dobbs is going with a mystical deck, which is cute, you know, whatevs. All right, let's slow that down. Let's just slow everybody down. Calm down, you guys. So I'm going to get Enforcer Jimmy out there so that he can help us out. Nice, nice, nice. Doing some good work down here. Getting rid of a lot of people. And so here we go. This is the end of our first tower, but we do have Garrison now, and that's pretty solid. Somehow Blood Elf Baby is down there surviving. So there we go, slowing him down. Hopefully we can do some more damage. And he is an absolute monster of a card right there. Let's slow him down one more time. Let's get Big Gay Al out here as well to go and do some damage. And Big Gay Al is probably gonna do a lot more than what we hope, because he is just up. There we go. That's exactly what we did not want, but hey. All right, so we're gonna let him get out here just a little bit and throw it right there. And hopefully we can program stand them. That would be great. Trying to just cycle through here and get as many cards as we can out on the ground so that we can get Witch Garrison out one more time, which we can finally do now. There we go. So you can just see that he is really good as a tank. We're gonna wait just one moment, let him get up here, and now we're going to be able to get both of them. Nice. Slow them both down, get Nelly out there, and that will help protect our tower a little bit longer. Overall, I think he's a decent card. He's pretty tanky, which is nice. But then at the same time, he just doesn't have much. I think it would be nice to be able to. I think it would be nice if his special ability was able to go longer instead of just that broad area. But I guess that's because they're wanting us to play him more like a tank back in the back next to the tower when everything just gets all clustered up right there. But you guys, that's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is JGrayBKK. If you're liking the videos, if you're liking the content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like, comment, or like button. And if there's any challenges that you want to see me do in this game or in any others, please feel free to let me know. I will see all of y'all faces later. Peace out.